Hello out there again, YouTubers and subscribers. How are we doing today? As you can see, I am back in my office. My season has officially started. All right. It's been a long summer. It's been a hot summer here in Arizona, but right now you can see we got a little cloud cover today. It's approximately, 7:30 in the morning. I'm down here on the claim, somewhere USA. I'm not going to tell you where, but it is a claim that old Ben Ironman Caldwell holds, and if you know where it's at, it'd be good. But other than that, I'm not telling you. But anyway, I'm down here today, and I'm going to show you a little video. If you all listen to my show on Wednesday nights, Gold Prospector Space Radio, West Coast Wednesdays, you'll know that I've been dry washing with my Puff the Magic Dry Washer, and it's a hand cranker. Well, on the show the other day, I was describing what I was calling airy sediments, and then you got sediments that's been here for a while that water's actually been on for quite a while. And I've had a few people come back, some newbies, and had asked me some questions about, could I explain what I was talking about a little bit better. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you over here in a little bit and get started in my hole and start before I start really tearing stuff up so where you can't tell what's going on. I'm going to actually show you the different layers in here and show you pretty much what I was talking about: fast sediments being put in, slower sediments being put in, and then the stuff that's just naturally out of the creek and not off of the mountainside itself. And always remember, if you guys miss West Coast Wednesdays, or if you've never heard of it and you want to listen to some of our older shows, thanks to Shad and Kathleen Biffle, the Wandering Buffaloes, but you can check them out on YouTube as well. But they've actually got the Gold Prospector Space Radio YouTube channel up. So feel free to go back and check them. Check the YouTube channel out. Like I said, there's some Cronies Club's videos on there, some blooper reels. There's Sunday night show, which they actually do the Sunday night show. They get a lot of important guests on there as well, which in the future here on my show, we should have some guests up here as well, but not the famous gold miners, but just gold miners just like anybody else. But we'll get their inputs and see what they're going to do and how they're feeling about their season. But yeah, just go check them out if you want to hear the old shows. But like I was describing, we're going to take you over here and let's get busy and take you over here and show you exactly what I was talking about that loose rock and about that tight-fitting sand and the stuff that water's been on. So give me a minute and we'll get you back on there. Okay, here we are. This is the hole that I started. Where the camera's actually setting, that's where the hole actually started. But this is where I'm in. This is how far I'm in right now. Before I want to get started on this, folks, if you're going to dig in the desert and you're going to leave your stuff out overnight, you put a tarp over it, buckets, stuff like that. Your gloves, in the morning when you come, shake your gloves out. It's very important. We know about scorpions and stuff, but just this morning I didn't even think about it. I shoved my glove on, and sure enough, there's a spider in one of the fingers, and luckily I was able to smash him real quick before I get bit. I didn't know what it was. I didn't care. All I know is I stuck my finger in, felt it move, so I just smashed it, but I took it out. It was a spider. Don't know what kind. Don't really care neither. I just don't need it biting my fingers. But always remember that. Clean your gloves out, and shoes if you leave them out here in the desert too. Empty your shoes out as well. But anyway, this is the fantastic hole that I was talking about. And now you can see this up here at the top. You see how these rocks are just nice and loose? And this is what I call airy. If you could just poke them like this, see how the rocks just fall out? That's airy. And what that shows me is the water come through here, a big, nice flash flood. And really a serious one. From where I'm at, we're probably, I'd say about 15 to 20 feet deep from the creek itself right now. But this stuff got laid in here super quick. You can see how it's just really nice and airy. It's not really hard to pull them out. I mean, heck, I could take a little pick and boom, there it goes, And that's the stuff that I always tell you to watch out for, because this is what we call fluff, or what I call fluff. This can actually fall in on you if you're undermining this stuff. That's why I always tell people to take the top stuff off first, classify it, and then come back, get down into your other stuff second. That way you don't have a chance of this fluff just falling down and crushing your guts out. So always remember that. But this is the level I was telling you about. It's really fast. It's laid in there really fast. Now, if you look down here below, you're seeing we're getting bigger pieces of what I call the jagged mountainside up here. The bigger pieces have been laid in here before this stuff was, because of the erosion coming off the mountain. Now everything below this, if you look below this, you'll see through these rocks, you'll see this, look at that fine stuff. I mean, I could bury my hand in that. That sand is what I'm really after. That soft, good stuff right there. And the reason why is because that sand's been put in by a flood that actually flowed through here for quite a few days. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's not as much jagged rock as you see in the top area, but you do pick up the round river rock out of the sand. And it's just, like I said, it's just laid in there, and the sand has actually formed around it. So that's what I would say. The water brought, when it brought it in, it actually took its time and it put it here. It set it in, and then the water flowed back out. Other than this, where it come in, just set it in, and then the water just took off automatically. That stuff actually holds better gold because it's been moved a lot longer and set in here a lot longer. So for all you guys out there that wanted to know what I was talking about between airy and non-airy dirt, this is the non-airy dirt that you want to run through your dry washer. It's got nice round river rock in it, nice ground pebbles, not really sharp jagged stuff like this. This is the jagged stuff. That's mountainside rock up there. So I said there's a little bit of gold here, but this stuff that's down here is the 4 feet that I'm wanting all the way down to the bedrock. When I get to the bedrock, that's where we find those nice chunky pickers and stuff like that. So anyway, glad I got to explain that to you. Bring you back here in a little bit, let you see me working. Be cheeky on the old dry washer, and we'll show you a little bit more about that. If you've seen my video, you know how puffer works, but I'll go ahead and explain some of that too. So anyway, let me get back to work, and I'll bring you back later. And it's still dusty. All right, now before I show you guys me working down in my hole, I wanted to bring you down here and introduce you. This is a newbie that we got with us this year. His name's Mike.
Hi.
And you're from Oregon?
Yes.
Okay, so he's from Ben's home state of Oregon. He's actually working with Ben this year down here on the claim. And like I said, he's a newbie, and this is pretty much the hole that they're in right now. And as you can tell, we got nice bedrock. We've got a patch where it's got a nice big ravine in, and then we've got that sand layer, and then there's that light layer that I was telling you about that's come in and was placed really, really fast. They're actually after that same sand layer down here in the bottom. Now, he's been working down here, what, 2 days pretty much by yourself? Yeah, because I had to go to Colorado to pick up a dredge, so he's got quite a few buckets classified. How many do you think you got over there?
About 60. About
60 buckets?
Yeah.
So he's been down here just classifying just this sand, and that's probably why this hole's pretty good size. Not a bad job, by the way. But let me ask you something, Mike. You being a newbie coming down here, and me and Ben always try to show people new things and stuff like that. How are you finding your gold mining experience so far?
I love it.
You love it? I mean, it's totally new to him. Have you never done prospecting at all before?
This is my first time.
First time? So he's getting a real education, folks, if you know what I mean. He's listening to me and Ben. He's getting it quick and fast, and like I said, he's really doing a good job. Now, are you going to come back and or sweep this out, or has this already been swept out and this is just overfall come back in the hole?
Both.
Both?
I think I'm going to be coming back in to clean up the bottom area and at least all this loose sand and stuff.
Take it in and get all that out. And then I noticed right here, you guys can see this. There's some of that, what we call the yellow cake that I was talking about. That's this stuff here. And it's not really yellow yet, but that is the same.
A butt to dig out.
Yeah. It's like I said, as soon as you grab it, it'll turn to dust. But it's kind of hard. But there is, like I said, predominantly there is gold in it in the first, I'd say 2 to 3 inches. Anything below that, sand, there's no sand. It's all compact, hard composites. So. And he loves to dig it, he says. He's actually got a nice about 3 foot area down here in front of the camera that's nothing but that stuff to go through. And that's pretty hard digging, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Very hard.
And then
crowbar and pickaxe.
So he's getting a workout as well. But I'll tell you what, Mike, like I said, if you stay here, and like I said, if you got the ambition, you stay here with us, you're going to come out with a big education especially on what you're looking for. And, you know, I noticed you guys got one heck of a good pile of rocks over there, so I know you already know how to move the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we got the monster pile just behind the camera.
And he, like I said, he's been classifying for 2 days by himself down here because me and Ben had to go to Colorado to pick up a dredge. But, yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. And like I said, there's that sand layer. Like I said, you see the light layer that's in there. That's that fast. It's been setting here really fast, and then the water took away. That's why you see the same kind of rocks as you see way down there in my hole. And then all that predominant, that sand stuff, like right here, that's that stuff that they're wanting to run. And it's, like I said, it's the same stuff. It's about the same height as my hole down on the other end of the claim. And then it does make a bend back this way as well. And now, Mike, when you've been down here with Ben for a couple weeks since before my season started.
Right.
So you guys were down on the other end of the claim for a while?
Just like 2 days.
2 days down there? Okay,
days.
down there is where you've seen us doing the dryland dredging video. That's where we were on that video. And it's predominantly shallow. It's more shallow than this,
It's
obviously.
mostly this stuff right here.
Yeah. It's not, it's once you get to that, though, you can't go nowhere else. That's the good part. But it's not as deep as this. But, hey, as long as you're getting good stuff and you've got another, oh my goodness, there's at least 20 feet that they can continue on that way. And I think this is where Ben's going to start or continue on doing his dry washing. He wants to try to find out what's up in that higher benches predominantly. But yeah, man, I'm glad Mike's down here, and glad we got somebody that a new guy. Like I said, we don't mind. Sometimes new guys come out with us, and they just pretty much
Dig away for free.
Some people stay, and then there's a lot of people that I've seen walk up that hill right over there, folks. It's just it's hard to keep guys interested if they don't, you know. It's not like a sluice box where you can see the gold automatically and you can't see nothing in that dry washer.
It's a lot of processing.
That's a lot of processing. So, but yeah, but anyway, Mike, like I said, thanks for coming down. I want to get you in on the video here, and I want to show you guys that, hey, newbies do come in and they do stick around, and digging's not easy, right?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. But hey, he's got the gusto to stay in there. So, all right, well, we're gonna go back down there, and like I said, I'm gonna show you my little dry washer and get that thing going. And Mike, I'm gonna let you get back to work.
All right.
All right, man. All right, here we are. We're back at camp. As you can tell, the sunlight's out. It's actually another day. I had pretty much a big game changer that happened down on the claim. We actually ran a test through my puffer dry washer of the tailings, and believe it or not, I found phenomenally enough gold that I had to go back to the machine dry washer. Now, I do know I do have gold in here right now, and it does catch gold. I'm not saying that, but I think the puffer will be utilized in a little bit better area that's got more coarse gold than fine gold. Now, we have both. I'm just not down to the coarse gold right now. I'm still on the fine stuff, but I probably am losing about 30% of the gold out of my runs, and the 30% to me for a season, it's too much loss. I can't equate that. So we're bringing back up the motorized dry washer, and I believe it's got to do with more with the vibration of the motorized dry washer. It gives it that shaking action that puts the gold down actually into the cup. And the puffer, if it's really coarse, if it puffs up the coarse granulars and the dust, the gold's going to go down into the in the cup a little bit better. So we're going to utilize that. But like I said, I wanted to show you just before I take it back here and clean it up. Now, I've already classified down into 20 mesh. Actually found about 6 or 7 nice big flakes above 20 mesh, so that's real good. But like I said, I want to show you a little bit about the spin it off, because people out there, if you're dry washing, me, in my opinion, the spin it off and the gold cube are going to be two tools that are going to be just invaluable for you. You have to have them, in my opinion. Well, let me show you again a little bit of the spin it off. What we're going to do is we're going to take some of my classified stuff here, and then you can see I still got it dry. We're going to spread this out a little bit here. And then what we're going to do, like I said, the spin it off works just like this, folks. You just take it right across. Now, I like to keep it a level. There's a ring on here, and I find that level's pretty good. You can tilt it in a little bit, and you can already see stuff's coming to it. But as soon as we start to spin it, now you can see the magnets, how they go around, they rotate that black sand. Now, that's to loosen up the black sand, so if it does attract any gold with the black sands, it'll loosen it up and let the gold drop back down a bit. Let's see. And as you can see, it picks up the black sand out of there, out of that dry dirt really effectively. Like I said, I've got a little thin tray. Bought it from the dollar store just for $1. Like I said, it's nice and shallow, but you can see the black sands it holds on there, and you can see the pulsing action of that magnet. It doesn't keep any gold, but we always take it like that. Now I know when it's wet, you can actually run this wet as well. But when you run it wet, keep your concentrates, your black sands. I always keep them and go back through them. When it's wet, I find it does attract a little more gold in it, maybe some fine gold, just because the magnetics are wet and they're sticky, and that's how they get that. But as far as the dry stuff goes, I like it because if you can utilize this, take out the black sands before you go through the gold cube. The good thing about the gold cube is that if the black sands are not taking up the space in it, the gold is. So that's the big advantage. And like I said, I've got the 3-tier gold cube, but I find that it never makes it, we run enough, but it never makes it down to the 3rd tier. So that's going to be pretty good. So like I said, we're going to clean this out. And that is almost about done. But like I said, look at that pulsing action. Makes that black sand. So then to clean it off, you just pull it, it's done. Nice and cleaned off. But like I was telling you, before I take us back, like I said, we're getting ready to go back here to the gold cube and get this stuff cleaned up for the day. I had to restart today, like I said, to shoot. We just had to just do an automatic stop of the process. I've been classifying since you've seen the first of this video. It's about a day later, so I've been down there classifying, waiting for the other dry washer to come up. It's just 30% of my gold at this particular juncture is not going to be. It's not going to help me any, folks. So I got to bring back up the motorized. I'm not saying a puffer dry washer is bad. I'm just saying I'm not in the kind of gold that I want to use on a puffer dry washer. The coarser the gold, I think it's going to work a lot better. As far as the fine gold, I need that vibrating action in that motorized dry washer to get it going. So, I just we got to switch, and it's good I found out at this juncture in the season, at the first, that I was losing that much, and I didn't run it for 2-3 weeks and figure out that what I was losing then. So to me, that's going to be my advantage, is I found it early enough that I could stop the problem and gain on my gold. But like I said, without ado, I'm going to take us back here and bring you to the gold cube and show you how the gold cube works. It's like I said, it's 2 pieces of equipment on dry washing, and I'm telling you got to have, and on dredging. I mean, even at wet, both of them still work wet as well. So, like I said, without ado, let's get back here and clean that baby up. All right, here we are, and as you can tell from my clothes, I went out and worked a little bit today. I got the new dry washer brought up here. I didn't quite clean out the stuff that I had from the puffer. I do know what it had in it. It had some micros and some good pieces in it, but I also put another cleanup on top of it today with the motorized dry washer, and I found out that the vibration, yes, I collect more black sands, and I believe that the test that I did, I collected actually a lot more fine gold than I did actually on the puffer dry washer. So like I said, when I went back through the tailings, folks, it's 30% of my gold that I was losing. Now, like I said, if you're in a place that's got more coarse gold rather than fine gold, anything below 30 mesh, I would feel pretty confident about the puffer. It does get the bigger pieces, and that's where that puffer would probably really come in action. Like if you're way back out here in some of those washes you don't want to pack all your equipment to in the motorized stuff, a simple backpack and the puffer would be a dang good piece of machinery to have. But since I am actually running a lot of material and a lot of yards, a lot of classified material, like I said, I went back with the motorized that actually has the vibration on it, and everything seems to be working good. But hey, let's go ahead. I'm going to show you. This is the gold cube. I know you guys have seen it probably one of my videos or two. Maybe did it on Facebook Live. I think did it somehow. But anyway, like I said, to spin it off, we already got it spun off. Black sands come out of it really good. I like to spin it off. It works like a charm, especially dry washing, because you can come home, take the black sands out of it. If you only have one clean out during the day, we'll go ahead and pan it out. I tend to do a lot of multiple clean outs a day, just because of the black sand fills the trays up. The tray gets a little heavier and the vibration motion will slow down. So you always got to keep your eye on that and make sure that you're watching exactly what's going on in that particular genre. So without ado, let me start this up. I got, like I said, campers all around. I didn't know who that was pulling in. Let's start up and get this rando. Gold cube, nice flow. And now you'll find I probably got about, like I said, maybe a quarter bucket of stuff that's below 20 mesh. And it's dry, but it don't matter in the gold cube because it goes into the G4 separator and actually makes it go below the water before it actually comes back out and goes through the mat. And you'll see that this is pretty fine. I've got this classified down to 20 mesh. I did find some pieces above 20 mesh, probably about 9 to 12, I think, and then one good flake. So I know I'm pretty much I'm in where I'm at. I just need to get a little bit deeper and get a little bit away from, like I said, the airy gold or the airy dirt that I showed you. It does have gold in it, but I want that fine stuff down there because, hey, the micro gold and the mini gold, that's where stuff adds up. It does collect and it does add up at the end of the season. But yeah, I can't wait to bring you guys a good clean out on this. And I hope you guys are catching my West Coast Wednesday show. Like I said, it's been day before yesterday. I did it last night. So I hope everybody got to listen to that on Gold Prospector Space. And if you're not a member yet, please, man, sign up. It's free. And like I said, a lot of valuable information. We'd love to have you come in. Heck, I'd like to have you just come on and maybe do a phone call with me someday if you're a miner that does dry washing. Tell me what you're thinking and tell me what you're doing, stuff like that. Even if you're not dry washing, sluice boxing, stuff like that. I know about everything. So, hey, call in there and you could be a call in on the show and tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you're finding. You don't have to tell us where, but you know. But this, like I said, this gold cube, it eats the material up really quick, especially when it's classified down into 20 mesh. I do like that a lot. We go to 20 mesh because anything above 20, we can pan it out and snuffer bottle that up really easy. But this fine stuff, that takes a little more time. Back and forth motion across the top. It's really going to come in handy, I'm telling you. Yeah, look at this motion go here. Like I said, it's just got a simple bit of dump on it. I just lay it out across the top, let it go. I did see a little gold there. This makes cleanups a lot faster, folks. I'm just telling you. You can pan it. You can keep all that silt. I don't want to keep the silt. I just want the gold. Well, here we are back. I finally got it panned out. I did find some good chunky pieces, like I said, but I know what I lost, and I'm going to have to go back and rerun those tailings for darn sure. I do have some gold still down here in the black sand, but I'm going to try to get this on camera. See if I can get her in there close enough for you. Flip the top right there. You can see them pieces in there. There's some good pieces, and then there's some more, like a starry night. There's still some in this black sand, which I'm not going to clean that out, but see, there's some more, you know. There's micro gold everywhere through this black sand. So yeah, the cleanup definitely made a difference. And like I said, I didn't clean the third tier of my gold cube just because, you know, generally there's not that much on there. I see a couple micros down there, but maybe I'll go through that a little bit later and just actually check it out. But anyway, like I said, this season I had to go back to the motorized instead of the puffer, which kind of jones me out because I really wanted to use that puffer. And like I said, with coarse gold, I think that's your best bet with a puffer. If you're finding micro gold or smaller gold, I highly suggest go with a motorized dry washer. And the test has been done, and like I said, I'm glad that I caught it early in the season. But yeah, anyway, the day's over. I'm about ready for a shower because the day was a hot one, trust me. And hey, I'm glad you guys got to see some gold. And I hope this video helped you a little bit on the dirt, on the equipment that I use, and you know what to use when you see the right kind of gold and the wrong kind of gold. I made a mistake. It happens, but that's why I'm a pro and not a professional, because I learn something new every day. But anyway, hey guys and gals, I'm catching you later. Old Swiftwater again, and I'm out of here. Remember what I always say, get out there and start living life before life isn't there to start living. And I may see you in the gold fields. Have a great day, folks.